Those songs found me when my life was going in a direction, and they offered me a little insight into my own world. And so that's going to be kind of how the night goes. We're going to start things off with a song that we've never played together before. You know, and there's going to be a lot of that tonight. Not only are there going to be songs that we've never played together before, but there are also going to be songs that they're just not right. Ain't got shit to do with how Bill Withers did them, you know? I know they're not right, and I had to tell these guys, don't think that you're going to make the song sound like him playing it. Yeah. I couldn't, you know, so we ain't going for that. We're going to start things off with one of those songs that is one of the hits. It's a little song called Lovely Day, but again, just a friendly reminder. This is how it goes in my head. Go this route, I think. So when I wake up in the morning, the sunlight hurts my eyes. So without warning, love, it bears heavy on my mind. Fire, you just wanna look at you before, darling. One, if the world's alright with me. Fire, just wanna look at you, baby. And I know it's gonna be a lovely day. Yeah. Baby, it's a lovely day. And when the day that lies ahead of me seems impossible to face, with someone else instead of me, always seem to know the way I see it. Just wanna look at you, darling, and the world's alright with me. See, just wanna look at you, baby, and I know it's gonna be a lovely day. Yeah. such a lovely day. Well, all right. See, I'm catching that weird little low-end feedback thing right there. Ooh, two, ooh. You'll find it. You'll find it. Whatever B is, whatever frequency B is. You know, I said, songs like that are the songs that have helped me figure out how to tell stories. And you know, a lot of folks don't know. Back in the early 2000s, I got an opportunity to go out to LA and actually sit and have a conversation with Mr. Withers. And there was a whole bunch of stuff that I got to learn in a 2-hour conversation. It's supposed to be 20 minutes. But he's one of those souls, man. I don't know if any of you have ever met somebody that you absolutely idolized. You meet that person, you say to yourself, I shouldn't put him up on a pedestal like that. Meeting Mr. Withers, I didn't put him on one high enough. He was that cool. He was that gracious. He was that humble. You know, he easily could have just been like, you know, I'm Bill Withers, bitch. He could have been that guy. But there was nothing about him or the person that he was that said those things, and it had to do with how he was raised. And the person that raised him the most was his grandmother. I asked him what his favorite song that he ever put together was. And it was this song right here. Grandma's hand clapped in church on Sunday morning. My grandma's hand played the tambourine so well. Grandma's hand used to issue out a warning. She'd say, well, baby, don't you run so fast. Might fall on a piece of glass. There might be snakes there in that grass. Grandma's hand. Grandma's hand soothed the local unwed mud. Grandma's hand used to ache sometimes and swell. Grandma's hand used to lift her face and tell her, she'd say, well, baby, grandma, understand that you really love that man. But put yourself in Jesus' hand, my grandma's hand. Grandma's hand used to hand me a piece of candy. My grandma's hand, Lord, they pick me up each time I fell low. My grandma's hand, they sure they come in handy when she say, well, man, don't you whip that boy, or what you wanna spank him for? See, he ain't dropped no alcohol, but I don't have grandma anymore. If I get to heaven, I'll look for my grandma's hand. Grandma's hand. Used to have a piece of candy, my grandma's hand. Lord, they pick me up each time I beg. Oh, you know my grandma's hand sure to come in handy when she says, well, Nanny, don't you whip that boy. Why'd you want bacon rub? See, he ain't dropped no apple core, but I don't have grandma anymore. If I get to him and I'm gonna look for my grandma's hand. I'ma look for my grandma's hand. Yeah. A lot of the Bill Withers songs mimicked some of the things, some of the pains, some of the things that we all have, those things in our lives that we don't want the world to necessarily be privy to. But Mr. Withers said to me, he said, and these are pretty much his words. He said, Brother Kevin, you know what it's like to actually be a songwriter. And I said, well, yeah, man, you try to find the words that other folks can't find. He said, nah, man. He said, being a songwriter, a performer, it's like being a stripper. He said, what a stripper is gonna do is, everybody thinks that a stripper gets on stage so that everybody can look at how beautiful they are. That's the thing that people put in their mind. He said, as songwriters and singers, everybody thinks we getting up there so that you can hear how beautiful we have to tell the story. But technically, what a stripper's willing to do is get on the stage and expose every physical flaw that she has or he has for ridicule. And as soon as the music's done, they walk off the stage, and as soon as the next song starts, they walk back on. As a singer, as a songwriter, it is our responsibility that you'll get better connection with your audience the more you expose your soul for ridicule. It's not so that folks can hear how beautiful your voice is or how well you tell the story. It's so that somebody somewhere can go, that motherfucker's weak. That son of a bitch a punk. He don't know how to man up. That's what you're doing. And it made me think. It made me rethink. I thought my career at that point was all about moving air, uniquely. Because every songwriter, every singer, every guitarist, every drummer, every percussionist, every bass player, all we do is move air. But when we move it uniquely, y'all put money in a bucket. If we move it uniquely enough, you put a lot of money in the bucket. Everybody knows what you paid for some shit you ain't like. If you really like what we do, that's expensive. Surprisingly so. And so it's difficult to hear somebody else telling a story that describes your pain. But that's what it's there for. That's the connection. Because no matter how many times you think your situation is unique, it's a million motherfuckers thinking the same shit. Going through the same thing that you're doing. I'm setting a trend here because I've been in the same key, for those of you playing along at home, for the first 3 songs, this being the 3rd song that we're about to do, and it's in the same key. But it's fitting the story, man. I grew up in a household where there was a lot of love. But I also grew up in a household where there was a lot of shit that we didn't talk about. And I don't even know if I've talked to my children about this. One of my kids is here, so she's hearing this for the first time. You know?
Yeah. Right here.
Everybody's got parents. And everybody's parents do the things that they can do. And I don't think anybody's parent looked down into the crib and was like, who's gonna be the biggest asshole on the planet? You are. That's my little, woo, shooky. That's not what parents do. They try to love you the way that they know how to love. And sometimes it's cool and sometimes it's real fucked up. The way that my father did it was real fucked up. But he was fighting his own demons. I respected my father, I loved my father, but I didn't like his ass. And he earned that. Just like he earned my respect and my love. He was just not a very likable dude inside the family. The rest of the world thought he was great, you know? And that's cool. Because he taught me everything I needed to know to not be a father. So I respect him for that. You know? I could have followed suit. I could have taken everything that he did and tried to do it to my kids. And I hope I haven't done that to you, baby. That wasn't my goal anyway, but no matter how you slice it, your kids end up in counseling anyway. Be as cool as you want to be, they still gonna be in counseling. Just encourage them to take notes early, you know, hand the book to the counselor and be like, read this, call me when you're ready. It's gonna save them money down the line. This song, I didn't live through this entire song, but this song, when I first heard it, took me to a place that I had to look at. And so, better off the key. Yeah, this song could have been. It very well could have been the story that I had to tell. Could have been my story, but not exactly. But it hit close enough to home that it's on the list. Couldn't stand anymore, so she just took the kids and went. You see, I got a little drinking problem. All the money that we had, I spent. Oh, but now I must die by my own hand, 'cause I'm not man enough to live alone. Without me, and I'm better off dead. dead now that she's gone. But she gave the most and took the lead. Even had that preacher coming to our home. Oh, and I cried and prayed and promised God, oh, that I'd leave the stuff alone. Oh, but now I must die by my own hand, 'cause I'm not man enough to live alone. She's better off without me, and I'm better off dead now that she's gone. But she used to call her friends and cry. Then the man come and cut off our telephone. And I just sit and cry while I went out and pawned the thing we own. Oh, but now I must die by my own hand, 'cause I'm not man enough to live alone. Dead now that she's gone. Makes more sense than fighting with it right now. Yours is better than mine, I'm sure it is. It's Frankie, man. It's Frankie. That is a guitar built from the land of misfit toys right there. David. It's remarkably similar straps,
Nice
man.
move, Ducharme. God damn. Like,
He gave me this little tiny strap.
New strap. There we go. Let it out.
Put this on. He put this on. Feel like he about to play heavy metal, man. I'm young again. You know, my dad wasn't a monster, don't get me wrong. Like I said, he was just doing the best he could with what he had. There's a lot of things that he did teach me. He said, never, you know, one of the things he taught me, man, was you can't ever be afraid to work. This dude, man, both my mom and my dad worked their tails off. My dad worked when I was, my earliest memories of him, he worked for Rath Meat Packing in Waterloo. Then he'd work at John Deere. Then he would tend bar. I guess before I was born, he also had a job as a grocery clerk somewhere. So if he was awake, somebody was paying him for that shit. So he worked. But that's where the cool stopped, you know? And so I carry a little bit of that. A little bit of that. But the one thing that my father never had for me was actual fatherly advice. You know, I had to pick up on all that stuff, like, on my own. And through stuff like music. I didn't read a whole bunch. Not because I couldn't, but because it just didn't sound like fun. You know? But it doesn't matter if all of those kinds of things are going on in your life. Everything changes, man, when you find other souls to share it with, you know, outside of your family. You know, as my life progressed, you know, I knew when I met my wife, I knew pretty quick that she was the one. Matter of fact, when I met her, I just moved to Iowa City with my brother for the summer. And we were walking downtown Iowa City, and some old friends of ours from Waterloo came out of a club and asked, "Hey, what y'all doing down here?" And we told them, "Hey, we're down here, we live down here." "Oh, y'all need to meet my niece." And this cute little thing come bouncing down these stairs, had on a little polka dot dress. Yeah. And she introduced, "This is my niece Nicole," and she kissed my brother on the cheek, kissed me on the cheek, and then we talked for a minute, and then they bounced down the street, and I just stood there watching her bounce. And I looked at my brother and I said, "Your sister-in-law shouldn't have kissed you like that." I was smitten. However, she was not. I was just a dude, you know. Eventually, our cars passed with each other. And after a year of being awkward friends, because I had no intention of being her friend, just her friend. But she was seeing somebody, and when she wasn't seeing somebody, I was seeing somebody, and it was awkward because, you know, I had ideas with her and stuff. And eventually we ended up going on our first date. And honestly, we've been together ever since then, so we've never ended our first date, really. In my opinion, I grew on her like some kind of weird fungus or some type of vine that you can't figure out how to kill, you know. But I grew on her, you know. I'm a nice person. I ain't that much to look at. I'm not a wealthy person, never have been, but I'm remarkably nice. I'm not overly smart. Any of that kind of stuff. I'm really nice. And that niceness, they always say that we finish last. And so if this is coming in last, I still feel like I'm winning. Because I'm hanging out 28 years later, and I'm still on my first date. At the end of the day, it's never just the two of you, but it is. At some point in time, kids see. crystal raindrops fall, and the beauty of it all, and when the sun comes shining through to make those rainbows in my mind. When I think of you sometime, honey, I want to spend some time with you, just the two of us, so we can make it if we try, just the two of us, just the two of us. Just the two of us, I'm building them castles way high. Just the two of us, oh baby, you and I. We look for love, no time for tears. Wasted water's all that is, and it don't make no flowers grow. Good things might come to those who wait, but not for those who wait too late. Baby, we gotta go over all we know, yeah. Just the two of us, so we can make it if we try. Just the two of us, just the two of us, just the two of us, building them castles way high. Just the two of us, but baby, you and I. See the crystal raindrops fall on the window down the hall, and it becomes a morning dew. And darling, when the morning comes, again I see the morning sun. I wanna be the one with you, baby. Just the two of us, so we can make it if we try. Just the two of us, just the two of us. Baby, you and I, yeah, just the two of us. Well, let's get it together, baby. Just the two of us, just the two of us, just the two of us. So we can make it if we try. Just the two of us, baby, you and I. Baby, you and I, yeah, yeah. Thank you very much. You know, as we're stumbling around in these old Bill Withers tunes, there's a lot of these tunes that I hope you guys are catching points of familiarity, but it doesn't sound exactly like, because I'm not trying to do an impersonation of Bill Withers. trying to do these songs as they go in my head. You know, I have a tendency to learn songs wrong, but kind of on purpose wrong, because it's already been done right, in my opinion. There's a reason that I already like these songs. They've been done right. You know? So the only way that I can show respect to these songs, in my opinion, is by figuring out how the story works, how to tell the story my way. Makes it weird to play with other folks because they know the songs the right way. And so there's a lot of times you'll see me looking over at folks and smiling, and it's because I'm making them uncomfortable because they know the song right, and I do not. And so I love this language of music. It makes everything kind of float in a good way. You know, there's a lot of I've been doing the songs that that are easiest for me so far. And they're the songs that I've played for years. But there's a handful of songs that I didn't ever really intend to do. It's just that I've always liked the stories, you know? There's a lot of things that Mr. Withers, I'm trying to figure out which one of these, which direction I want to head with these songs. And I'm doing something that I usually don't do. I had to write down the lyrics to a handful of these songs because the story is that good. I can't tell that story using different stuff. This is a story that a friend of mine lived through. And I wasn't familiar with this song till, I don't know, maybe a year or so ago, as I was kind of delving in during COVID. I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna expand my Bill Withers repertoire. I'm gonna listen to some more stuff that's not just the stuff that I know. And this song is one of those songs. And I got a buddy who found out 6 years ago that he has a 24-year-old daughter. And she has a child. He found out kind of random because the young lady took a DNA test, one of those, you know, I'm gonna find my people tests. And it just so happened that it ended up finding out that he was a father. And when I listened to this song after I heard it, he was the first person I thought of. And so I reached out to him, and I'd sent him a link so he could listen to it. And he was just in town just a little bit ago, just this past weekend. It's a fellow by the name of Albert Castilla. And so when I played this for him, he called me back and he was in tears. He goes, man, I had no idea. This story, I was like, this is not a new story, Albert. You know, but it's another one of those moments for me. And so this is one of those lesser known Bill Withers tunes. We're gonna do this one in D flat for those of you playing along at home. How you doing, baby? You sure been hard to find. I heard you had a daughter, 6 years old, and just can't keep from crying. 6 years, baby, Lord, that's a mighty long time. That's a long time. Is she pretty? Has she grown? Does she sleep well, baby, in a room of her own? Can I see her? Tell me, does she know? Does she know I'm her daddy? Does she know I'm a daddy? Did you give her one of my pictures? Does she carry my picture with her? Does she show it to a babysitter and say, see that man, that's my daddy. Yeah. See that man, that's my daddy. They gonna get their time. It's coming.
Scott Sutherland. What's up?
Suppose I should make sure everybody knows who's up here making noise for you tonight. Well, of course, Scott Sutherland. Back down the bass. Doing good things behind me, ladies and gentlemen, with both hands, both feet, and a handful of body parts he ain't supposed to pull out in public no more. Y'all give it up for Eric Douglas on the drums. Blessed to have on this guitar, Dave Ducharme. Come on, show your love. I met him just a little bit ago. And all I know him as is Brother Ryan right here, y'all. Show your love. You know, and I'm one of them Burt boys from up on Willow Street in Waterloo.
Kevin Burt. Kevin Burt.
You know, I'm gonna throw this out to y'all too. I'm gonna encourage y'all. Every once in a while, I do shows, and I'm very grateful, very, very happy to see folks like posting stuff up and all that kind of stuff. But I want to remind y'all, tonight, y'all are the ones that chose to leave your comfy ass couch and come out here. To those people that are on the other end of your phone, there's an old saying. There's an old saying. I heard this. Where was I? It don't matter. Fuck them. What we're trying to do is create an experience for the folks that are here. If you ain't here, you missed out. And so I encourage you, enjoy tonight. Don't make this night about somebody else's enjoyment. And I appreciate, like I said, I appreciate you. I want to spread the word about you, Brother Burt. I appreciate that. But do me a favor. Call that person that missed out and tell them about what they missed on. Don't let them share this experience. Make them have to come the next time, because not only are we as musicians trying to recover from COVID, but venues like this are also trying to recover from it. And we need souls in the room in order for the place like this to be supported. Yeah. The last thing you ever want something like this to be is a cool memory. You know, you never want to have to tell the story. Man, you remember when we used to go and see Scott Sutherland on Monday night, that one place? What's the name of that place, man? Man, it's been, see what I'm saying? Man, cut that out, man. It's not that that still don't exist, but we here now. You know? Hey, man. No matter how you slice it, man, we're grateful for the opportunity to do what it is we do. You know, it's just every once in a while, we want to just share the moment with the folks that are here. So if we could do that, man, I would appreciate it. Now, if you're filming it just so that you can have it tomorrow, cool. But don't share it with somebody that wasn't here. Tell them the story, because that's what I'm doing. I'm telling y'all the story. You know, so I appreciate that. It's been a public service announcement, very large man with a borrowed guitar. You want to hear some solos from the rhythm section? Just a big? Oh, okay. Man, I'm not here to play guitar, man. I'm here to make enough noise to sing to. But eventually, I beat up on a guitar solo. I'm gonna change my guitar strings so I can break another one of my strings instead of breaking his. You know. It's a little song. Let's see. Let's do the. Yeah, let's do that one. Let's do that. Is that right? Yeah, that's the one I want. We'll give everybody a little bit of break time in this one. Let's go use me up. Oh, my friend, they feel as they were born to do this. Oh, they keep on trying to tell me, yeah, and they don't ought not to let you just use me. Oh, man, I hate the one that use me still. I wanna spread the news. If it feels as good being you, you keep on using me, honey, until you use me up. Until you use me up. My big brother, yes Lord, he sat me right down and he talked to me. But when that talk was over, you see, I said, brother, if you only knew, you would wish that you was in my shoes. So keep on using me like you want to be, until you use me out. Mama, come on and use me out. And baby, don't you know sometimes it's true, you really do abuse me. You like to get me in the room with them high class, stuck up to getting people, and then you act real rude to me. Oh, when I said, baby, when you love me, I can't get enough now. See, that's why I said I want to spread the news. See, if it feels this good being you, you just keep on using me like you want to be there, until you use me out. Mama, come on and use me up. Baby, come on in. Mama, come on and use me up. Everybody break down except for Brother Ryan over here. Scotty Sutherland, what you got for the people? Brother Dave on guitar coming at you. Bring me down to just the drums doing that thing, man. Get back on that. Y'all get back to the funky stuff y'all was doing, man. Just me and the drums for a second, man. about you using people. It all depends on what you do. See, it ain't too bad the way y'all using me, cause I sure am using you to do that thing. I'm using you to do the thing you do. And baby, baby, don't you know the damn time? Baby, it's true, you really do abuse me. You like to get me in the room with your dark glass. Look up to many people. Yeah, and then you can't be rude to me. Oh, when I said, baby, 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 when you're loving me, I can't get enough. You see, that's why I said I want to spread the news. See if it feel as good being you, you just keep on using me like you want to be. Why do you use me? Oh, now, mama, come on and use me. Well, all you gotta do is use me. Mama, come on. You made me want, you made me say, 'cause I don't know the bum, I think it don't know what do we do. So I don't know the bum, I think it don't know what do we do. So I don't know the bum, but I can ain't know what do we do. So I don't know the bum, I think it don't know what do we do. Well, all right. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a little short pause for the proverbial cause. We want to encourage you to sit back, relax, and enjoy yourselves. For folks that are interested in buying CDs, I've got CDs that are available tonight. For folks that are not interested in buying CDs, I still have CDs available tonight. I'll be at that little table up in the front, I think, or somewhere near there. If you're interested in picking those up, if you're not interested, I'll still be up there selling them. So if you're interested in them, they're roughly $20 a piece. If you're not interested, they're $620,000 a piece. All right? It's a much better deal to be interested. All right? Treat your bartenders, your servers kindly, and we'll see you in a few short minutes. Peace. 1, 2. There we go. This set, I'm gonna deviate a little bit from Brother Bill, kinda-ish. You know, after having conversations with Mr. Withers about the concept of making yourself vulnerable, realized that I had to think about putting together songs that were about the souls in my life that changed my life. And at no point in time has my life ever been changed so greatly than when I became a father. And so I had written a song for my wife that contained what I believe to be the prettiest sounds I'd ever made a guitar make. And it is a chord called a major seventh chord. Those sounds right there are the prettiest sounds that I have ever had out of this thing, you know? Everything else just sounds. Yeah. It's just noise, you know? But those ones were pretty, and so I wrote this song for my wife with those chords. Then, a few years later, I'm blessed with these two little souls in my world. Not that they were twins or anything, but the first one came, and it's just a lot of work because you don't know. Second one comes along, and it's not that you know anything really more, it's just that you're confident that you don't know. Yeah. And so the mistakes that you made, you continue to make. But you know the ones that the right stuff also comes into play. Because as a dad, you only want to just make sure that everybody's okay. Because once everybody's okay, then things can move forward. But if somebody's not okay, the only thing you can do is focus on that and fix it if you're paying attention. You know? It doesn't matter if it's something huge or something simple. For kids, it's usually something simple. Dad, the leg fell off my doll. Okay, I got some duct tape. Poof, back on. Little range of motion issue, but it's you got two legs on your doll. You good. Fixed. But eventually they grow up. And duct tape don't fix everything, contrary to popular belief. Unless you got zip ties, and that's a whole different thing. Usually that has to do with boyfriends. That has to do with boyfriends. Daddy's world. In those cases, you need a friend with a lot of land and a backhoe. But I digress. Nah, man, we were playing cards, that's all. I already got alibis. We're good. But at the end of the day, there's nothing that you won't do to make sure that your babies are okay. The thing of it is, though, is they get to a certain age, and the best thing that you can do is shut up, learn to listen. Good Lord tried to make us understand that that's the way we're supposed to be. Gave us one mouth and two ears. We should listen twice as much as we speak sometimes. I'm not good at that. I really suck at it. But I'm conscious of it at least now, and I'm trying to be the person that they are to me, and that's amazing. I'm about to invite one of my babies out onto this stage, so I hope that y'all are kind to her. If you don't want to be kind to her, you better keep that shit right. It's my baby. And I gotta make sure she's okay. You understand that? All of that stuff is the kind of stuff that leads to Will Smith moments, and we don't need any more of that. Ladies and gentlemen, keep putting your hands together. My baby Phoebe, right there. This is a little song that I wrote for her and her sister.
Check, check, check. It's on.
The song's called Your Smile. Yeah, I can do a half step now. We're doing this a half step down, y'all. So I think that would be E. I think it's an E, technically. Those y'all playing along. Like I say, I hope you like this song. If you don't like this song, keep it to your damn self. Wow, that's loud. See you every day and night just to make sure everything's alright, because you know your daddy's little girls. Hey, you know that daddy always wants to be here for you, baby, and make sure everything is alright in your world. Wanna hold you in my arms, keep you safe and warm, and don't you know you got your daddy screaming out loud each and every time you're out there, baby's doing what you do. You know you make your daddy so proud. You make my life worthwhile. You make my life worthwhile. Oh, darlings, when I see you smile. Let you go, but then babies you never grow, and that's not what daddy wants at all. Daddy just wants you to understand, no matter what you do or say, daddy gonna be here to catch your honeys if you fall. Just remember, when daddy has to go, you know he misses you, and I know you miss me too. Oh, spend my time all snuggled up with you. You make my life worthwhile. You make my life worthwhile. Oh, sugars, when I see you smile. Naughty, 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 naughty. Just to see you smile. One day you're gonna spread your wings and fly away, and that's okay, 'cause baby daddy understands that's what you're supposed to do. Oh, and daddy's gonna cry that day, but don't you worry, baby's good. That's what daddy's supposed to do too. Just remember, no matter where you go, no matter where you roam, your daddy's waiting with open arms. Oh, to give you that big daddy bear hug, baby, as soon as you step one foot back in your home. Because you made my life worthwhile. Oh, you made my life worthwhile. Just to see you smile. Naughty, 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 naughty. Just to see you smile. Naughty, 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 naughty. Oh, when I see you smile. Naughty, 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 naughty. Just to see you smile. My little peanut right there, y'all. Show you love, Miss Phoebe. She's all right. Baby, know I love you. Honey, don't you know you mean the world to me? See, darling, you are my sunshine, you my rain. Oh, don't you know that you my joy, baby? And you my pain. I just want you to know that right now, baby, it ain't been no sunshine in my life. Ever since you, baby, ever since you went away. Ain't no sunshine when it's not warm when she's away. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone, and I know that she's always gone. Anytime my baby goes away, I wonder this time where she's gone. I wonder if she's gonna stay. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone, and Lord knows that this house just ain't no home now. Anytime my baby goes away, and I know, hey, old lady, young thing alone, but ain't no sunshine when she's gone. Lord, ain't no sunshine when she's gone. Yeah. Only darkness every day. See, ain't no sunshine when she's gone. Lord knows that this house just ain't no home. Anytime that my baby goes away, yes, sir. Baby goes away, yeah. And I know, 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 I know that I love her, I know that I need her, I know that I want her, I know I got to have her. See, in the middle of the night, oh, I love make everything all right. When I'm feeling all alone, oh, she makes me feel like I'm home. And I know, Hey, leave that young thing alone. Oh, yeah. It just ain't no sunshine. It's only darkness every day. It ain't no sunshine. It's only cloud and winds and rain and hair to sleep. Rain. It just ain't no. It just ain't no. It just ain't no. It just ain't no sunshine when she goes. Oh, yeah. No, Lord, ain't no sunshine when she baby goes away, anytime she goes away. Anytime my baby, oh my lady, oh she goes away. Anytime that my baby goes away. Every time she goes away. One of my all-time favorite Bill Withers songs right there. One of the things that makes Bill Withers remarkable to me personally, not only the opportunity to meet him and the opportunity to get a chance to just sit and talk, but throughout my career, every once in a while I get these awkward little weird emails. Just had one question. You still at it? And I knew it was from him. And I just say, yes, sir. Then a couple more months, years, whatever go by, and I'd get this message. You still at it? Yes, sir. I never really reached out to him. All I wanted to do when I went out to meet him was tell him thank you. And he thought that was the weirdest shit ever. Because he's like, man, most folks, when they want to come and talk to me, they want something from me. They want me to improve their career. They want me to make some contacts for them. They want me to do, and he goes, and I'd do any of that for you. I was like, well, if you do that, I'll say thank you, but I just came here to say thank you. That's all I want. He goes, man, you ain't gonna need my help. And I didn't know what that meant until it meant something. There's nothing wrong with folks being there to help you get somewhere, you know? But if you don't find those people in your world, you know, their message is that thing that keeps driving you. It's not always the, you know, the introduction to that person or the other person, A lot of times it's just the message. It's just knowing that that person supports you and they're there for you, even when physically they're not there for you. Sometimes that's the driver. And, you know, there's a lot of things. There's a lot of songs that Mr. Withers has given us that points us in those directions. It's a little song called Lonely Town, Lonely Street. And this song for me has always been that thing that reminds me to not put on airs. Don't act like you there. Don't act like you got something special, because it's only special if somebody else thinks so. You know, and you can't tell them what to feel. You know, you just got to be that person. And like I said, Mr. Withers was that guy to me. He didn't walk up and say, you know, like I said, I'm Rick James, bitch. You know, he didn't do one of those. I didn't have that moment with Bill Withers, you know. He was just Bill Withers. He was Mr. Withers, you know. And so this is a little song called Lonely Town. What did we decide we were going to do this one in? Key. Lonely Town, B Fluffy. B, is it? No. Lonely Town. This is one that's new to all of us a little bit. B Fluffy. B as in boy. Yeah, buddy. You can live your life in a crowded city. You can walk along a crowded street. But it really, the city ain't no bigger. Sweet young pretty. At the dances, you can keep your seat. No. But if dances don't lead to romances, you might as well be born with two left feet. Yeah. You might be a stone expert at kissing. But it don't do too much good to be talking. Brother, when there ain't nobody listening. No. And if you are shy, it's just not much of a talker. You don't impress the people, the really people that you meet. No. You might as well be a lonely walker. In a lonely town, on a lonely street, yeah. On a lonely street, on that lonely There you go. I was saying B flat, and they said D, and I said no, B.
You said B fluffy. You said B fluffy.
I was saying B flat, boy. And then he said B, yeah, B flat, B. Be fluffy is what I said, because I can't never be flat. I'm fluffy. That's right. Friendly reminder to folks. Oh.
That's up, Brian.
Here I am. Hey, so we're going to pass the bucket around. Jerry's going to be really kind and bring around our donation bucket. Because this is how we make this night work for everybody on this stage, is through your generosity. We don't charge anything at the door. The bar doesn't pay us anything. It's all through your donations and contributions, and we really appreciate that.
It's kind of,
you know.
there's also
the
Venmo.
cards on the table with the Venmo little square you point your camera at. So easy. I mean, it's as easy as it gets. Like I've said before, it's like going to church without the guilt. Throw your money in. You'll be better for it tomorrow, right? Okay.
And if you're generous enough, technically after the show, lap dances will be available in the champagne room. Pick out your favorite one or two. It's worth it. It's worth it. Just a heads up, I charge by the pound. It's much more lucrative for me. I don't want nobody being afraid when it shows up, when the bills show up, you know. So this is one of the first Bill Withers tunes that I decided, of the obscure ones that I decided to learn. And I tried to put it together because it felt simple. The one thing you learn quickly is that simple ain't easy. You know, it's right there, and you should be able to just do this. And you can use your wah-wah too if you want to. I'm just gonna be playing the rhythm. We can double up. We can do the double wah. I might play a lead on this one too. Play some lead. Gotta get a plectrum out. This is a little song. It's called "Who Is He and What Is He to You?" In my head, it goes like this here. that your cue? That coming, who is he and what is he to you? Sharp 5-5, everybody. Oh, Lord. What is he to you? Don't you know I get confused, baby? I keep coming up with 3. You are too much for just one man, baby. But you're not enough for 2. That coming, who is he and what is he to you? Dave Ducharme. Who is he and what is he to you? that song. You know, Brother Bill did a whole bunch of songs, and a lot of those songs come across as what we define as soul and funk and all of those kinds of things. And bottom line, inside of the blues category, understand blues is the only folk music that's out there that when you change a little piece of it, we give it a subgenre instantly. Like, if you change the bass presence or the drums, we call it soul music instead of blues. Sometimes we call it rhythm and blues, suggesting that there is no rhythm to blues. Which is mind-blowing to me. You know, but when you look at it, the only thing that changed, honestly, is the amount of money that folks were willing to pay for that subgenre versus the original. If you change the drum beat in a country song, it's never been anything but a country song. You put a rapper in a country song, still a goddamn country song. You know? All you got to do is have a truck and a lost dog, man, you good, you know? Use them same lyrics, you know? Still a country song. So I decided to just kind of hang out on a Bill Withers tune. Kind of make it a little bit old school. Baby, if you don't look into your mind, find out what you're running from. Understand this right here. Baby, tomorrow, just another day to run. If you just waste your time, you'll be going where you're coming from. Think about that, son. Tomorrow, just another day to run. You see, someone must control your mind. Baby, you the one. Dark confusion is all you gonna find, baby. My daughters and sons, understand, don't let your tomorrow be just another day to run. Stay on the one for me, y'all. Don't be just another pretty face in line, waiting for inspection, while your instructors are sitting there looking at you, judging you against their imperfections. Don't let others define you. Baby, you're your own. Find your own direction. Otherwise, your tomorrow gonna be just another day to run. Your tomorrow gonna be just another day to run. Don't let your tomorrow be just another. Don't let it be just another day to run. See, there's so many. There's a handful of songs that are up here that I wanted to do that we didn't get into. I want to say thanks to all these guys, man, for doing good things all night long. There are countless artists that I could reach back into my little, this guy influenced me thing, this lady influenced me thing. Lots of them. And I think that's one of the reasons that I feel like I've got this weird blues family, because I accept the advice of my elders. Everybody that I admire, now, well, not everybody that I admire, but everybody that's in that little category, that little spot in my brain, every one of them I hold in reverence. If nothing else, is that weird, cool uncle. You know? That dude that, you know, you don't talk about much, but when he's doing stuff, you don't stop watching him, you know? And there's a lot of stuff that you learn because you ain't supposed to be paying attention to that weird uncle because your mom and dad said, don't just stare at him. You're gonna want something. Anything, whatever it is. You know? I'm torn with how to run through these because part of me wants to just say, you know, fuck it, I'm just gonna stay up late and just play all of these songs. But if I do that, then they gotta stay up late, and then they get mad and cranky tomorrow, and somebody, yeah, I don't want that. So we're gonna maybe call it good on this one, you know. One of probably the best message that I've ever heard out of any song comes on this song that wasn't one of Mr. Withers' hits. You know, if you've been paying attention to the world over the last little stretch, realize I do have it in my pocket. These damn things that I asked everybody to put down earlier, these things here, alleged smartphones, that we continue to see some of the stupidest shit ever happen through these damn things. One of the things that these things, you know what, I'm gonna do 2 more songs before I get into this one. Because this one has to happen. This one has to happen tonight. Yeah, nah, this song, I just didn't want to not do this song tonight because it's, to me, this is like, it's a big deal. And it might end up being 3 songs because there's 3 like huge ones in my soul. And this song right here, that's not right. Yeah, it is. This song right here taught me during a very dark time in my life what actual love is supposed to be. My wife and I were going through some of the roughest water that we'd ever walked, kind of rolled through. And all we had to do, we got to the point where all we had to do was walk into the judge's chamber and sign the papers. We were sitting outside the judge's chamber. We looked at each other, and we remembered something. We remembered that we liked each other. Understand this, most people don't fall out of love. They just forget why they like each other. Understand, hating somebody means that you care enough that they're not doing the shit that you think they ought to be doing. And you hate that, but you don't hate them. You care about them because you don't want them to be doing that fucked up shit. You just don't know how to say it. And so we attribute that to love. We just grew apart. We don't love each other anymore. Bullshit. Both of y'all crying. When you really love somebody, the only thing you ever want to do is see them happy. You just want to see them smiling, enjoying it. You're never responsible for somebody else's happiness. But somehow, some way, we find it in our hearts and our souls to become tremendous sources of misery. So this song reminded me of what love is supposed to be. The song's called Happier With Him. Maybe the lateness of the hour makes me seem lonelier than I am. But in my heart there is a shower hope she'll be happier with him. Maybe the darkness of the hour makes me seem bluer than I am. Over the darkness I have Hope she'll be happier with him. I can't believe that she don't wanna see me. We lived in love with each other so long. I can't believe that she really would leave me. But she's maybe the darkness of the hour makes me seem bluer than I am. Over the darkness, I have no power. Hope she'll be happier with him. Thank you very much. A couple years ago, won this thing called the International Blues Challenge. Put me on a, thank you. For those of you that know what that is, explain it to somebody that don't. You know? Yeah, it depends on where you're at. You know? I won it like nobody's ever won it before. I won it, every solo category that there was a prize for, I won it. I'm the only person to ever do that in the now 40-year history of it. Right? It gave me the dubious title of the #1 unsigned solo blues act in the world. That title and $7.85 get you a cup of coffee and a nondescript muffin just about everywhere in the United States except for New York, where muffins are surprisingly expensive. They're not any better. They're just more expensive. It put me on this very cool upward swing of all of a sudden people in places that I couldn't even speak the language knew who I was. Because the International Blues Challenge is a much bigger deal internationally than it is here, oddly enough. Go figure. This Bill Withers tone reminded me that shit don't matter. You know, this Bill Withers tune has always been that song that made me realize that there's, no matter what it is that you do, the thing that matters really is how we treat each other. I do a blues education program, and I get asked when I work with little kids all the time, they ask me the question, are you famous? And I look at them and I say, well, that depends on how you treat me. Because if you believed I was famous, you would have ran into this room when folks said, be quiet, you'd have shut the hell up. When they said, sit still, you sat still. And then when I walked into the room, you'd have got squirrely again, because I'm famous to you. But I'm just some old brother that walked into the room until you found out about a handful of things that I've done, and you heard me sing and do what I do, and now you think I might be. And so you might treat me different, but I don't want you to. Just want you to treat me like you ought to, because that's how I'm gonna treat you. And if that's what famous is, then you famous too. You know? And the kids don't always get that, because they're little, and I'm kind of deep sometimes. But eventually they will, I hope. And they'll realize that that respect thing is a given. My disrespect is what you can earn. You know, I think that's a much better way to do this thing. You know, we breathe the same air. We scared of mostly the same shit. Some dumbass with a gun or a knife doing some dumbass things. The respect that we should have for one another should be a given. If I walked in here and I showed my ass, then I should lose your respect. You know, even though I have a great ass. Ryan knows what I'm talking about. Looking at the pictures of the places that he'd been, an old man told me what he'd found. He said it don't make no difference whether you're out or whether you're in. He said the world keeps going round and around. Yes, it does. Going round and around. Talked to the places, talked to the faces that he'd seen, and then he turned the pictures upside down. He said it don't make no difference how many places that you've been now. You see the world keep going round and around. Yes, it does. Going round and around. Picture, shook his head and with a grin. He talked about his ups and downs. He said it don't make no difference how many places that you've been now. He said the world keeps going round and around. Yes, it does. Going round and around. don't you pull no daisy May on me. See, Daisy May, she did me dirty, so I had to leave her for Annie Lee. Now Annie Lee, she had big sweet feet, spending nights out on the road. So I started seeing Sally Jackson. I had to let old Annie Lee go. Now Sally Jackson was a player. She had another man along with me. So I just took me one step backward. Check up on old Annie Lee. Now Annie Lee still had big sweet feet. She danced all night and sleep all day. So I just took one more step backward. A good God, I check up on old Daisy May. Now Daisy May was still doing dirty, so I tell you what I had to do. I had to go just one step further to Betty Joe Johnson. Hey, and that's how I know you, yeah. Oh, now you look at the places, talk to the faces, and it's nice to see. Then you turn the pictures upside down. You see, it don't make no difference how many fixes you've been in. You see, the world keeps going round and around. Yes, it does. Going round and around. Well, all right. Yeah, we better do this one. This will be the last one tonight. That was 2 songs ago. You right. We done. We done. Listen to you. Now we're gonna key A, y'all. That is love. At the end of the day, at the end of every day, I'm thankful for all the souls that have come in and out of my life. It hit me remarkably hard when I heard that Mr. Withers had passed away. Not because that we were the best of friends and all that kind of cool shit that, you know, like I got all these memories, but I've got all these memories because the music and the things that were going on in my life that music is attached to. I felt like one of those pieces of my existence, not just my childhood, my whole experience was gone. It's not like he was putting out a whole bunch of new music or anything. It's just that I kept finding more and more, and knowing that he was at that end of the street was kind of comforting, because I had somebody that didn't have to be on my side, just making sure that I was still at it. He told me that if he had to get into the music business the way that I'm trying to get into the music business, he would have never done it. Before he had played his first live show, he had the #2 hit in the country. And then he got on stage. he knew that people came because they liked him. You know, I've had to function my whole career knowing that I was never going to be everybody's cup of tea, but it was never going to keep me from being a hell of a cup of tea. I think that this song is one of those songs that can make everybody's world a little bit better. And it's not one of Mr. Withers' hits, you know, a song like Lean on Me, a song like Ain't No Sunshine. It's just a song. On just an ordinary day, no reason for a fuss, but even though it isn't Christmas, let us love one another. Let us love on just a day, no special day. No pretty presents to exchange. No, no, make it a good day. Anyway. Let us love one another. Let us love. Special greeting for today. No happy Easter, no Merry Christmas, only how are you today? Make it a good day, just the same. Let us love one another. Let us love, yeah. No special greeting for today. No happy Easter, no Merry Christmas, only how are you today? Oh, make it a good day, just the same. Oh, and let us love one another. so good sometimes. Oh, but I want you to still be a friend of mine. Let us love, love, love one another. Oh, 'cause we know how we might need one another. Oh, let us love, love one another. Help your neighbor, he's your brother. Oh, and let us love, love, love one another. Let us love one another. Might not feel so good sometimes, but I still want you to be a good, good friend of mine. Oh, and just love, love one another. Help your neighbor, he's your brother. Let us love, love, love. Oh, let us love, love, love. Let us love, 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 love. Oh, now let us love. Now let us love. Come on, let us love. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. Let's ride over here on this, on the hand drum, percussion. Put your hands together, Brother Anne Ducharme on guitar. Keep making that good noise, Brother Eric Davis. To know him is to love him, ladies and gentlemen. Scott Sutherland on the bass. We want to say thank you to everybody for coming out. We appreciate your generosity. We want to encourage you. Exercise something. Just be cool to one another. Being cool to one another can change the world. Doesn't matter who president is, doesn't matter who your governor is, doesn't matter who your legislators are. If we decide to be cool to each other, we change the world. And it might not feel so good sometimes, but I still want you to be a friend of mine. So let us love one another. We're gonna help your neighbor. That's your brother. Just love one another. Let us love. Big love, everybody. One more time. Make as much noise as you want to. Big love, y'all. Thank you so much.